India is holding elections in 4 key states while fighting its worst wave of COVID-19 infections. And the polls are seen as a test of Prime Minister Modi's handling of the pandemic. Neha Punya with more.
More than 180 million Indians are voting to elect regional governments in West Bengal, Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and the federally controlled region of Puducherry.
Bharat Mata ki!
Already in power in Assam and in Tamil Nadu with an alliance partner, Prime Minister Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party or BJP is fighting its biggest battle in the eastern state of West Bengal. It was a communist stronghold for 30 years but has been led for the last 10 by Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and her Trinamool Congress party. She's one of Mr. Modi's fiercest critics and governs a state the BJP has never won. This time around, Prime Minister Modi has been the face of his party's campaign in West Bengal, one sign of the importance of this election to the national ruling party.
The importance is to capture power and come to power in West Bengal. And in that process, Mamata Banerjee will automatically be dislodged.
The Hindu-majority BJP has won 2 national elections and a dozen of India's 28 states in the last 7 years, giving it a majority in the lower house of parliament. Winning West Bengal, the country's 4th most populous state, is key to controlling the upper house, whose members are elected by state assemblies. The fight for West Bengal has been bitter and often violent. Both the BJP and Mamata Banerjee's party have accused the other of attacking party workers, of manipulating votes and rigging the polls. Religious polarization has also been an issue. In West Bengal, where 30% of the voters are Muslim, the BJP has promised to oust illegal immigrants from neighbouring Bangladesh if voted to power. A similar exercise in Assam in 2019 left nearly 2 million, mostly Muslim residents off a citizens list. But in Assam, the BJP has reached out to minority voters, saying if voted to power again, it will restore the citizenship of those wrongly left out.
Is it a difficult election? I'd be lying through my teeth if I told you it's not a difficult election when you're taking on such a destructive force who can go to any length.
In all 4 poll-bound regions, protests against India's new farm laws have also become an election issue. Farmers who've camped outside of Delhi for 4 months have been touring the poll-bound states, asking voters to boycott the BJP. Farmers make up about half of India's workforce and are a significant voting bloc. Experts say there's a lot at stake in these elections.
Because the opposition sees that it is still the chance to win states against BJP, which at the national level remains a formidable opponent. It's very, very difficult at the moment for any party to give a fight to the BJP. Today, Mamata Banerjee is a mass leader and is a leader who's putting up the strongest fight against the BJP, the ruling BJP at the center. Therefore, she's a strident critic of the BJP, and if the BJP can vanquish her, then it will dishearten the opposition.
Despite a recent surge in COVID-19 cases, it was business as usual at campaign rallies. The election body has criticized political parties for flouting pandemic measures. Experts say the country is in the grips of a deadly second wave of infections, and India's oldest political party, the Congress, has made this an election issue.
We saw how the government floundered and blundered with millions and millions of migrant workers having to walk back up to 2,000, 1,500, 1,000 kilometers back home without any support or sustenance from the government.
The Congress is promising jobs and cash transfers to those hit by the pandemic. The ruling BJP says it has handled the outbreak well, highlighting the ongoing COVID-19 immunization drive as a big success. Opinion polls have shown that Mr. Modi has remained popular throughout the pandemic. He'll be counting on that support to survive this electoral test. Neha Punya, CNA, New Delhi.